Hi students, myself Dr. K. Sivaya, Department of Pharmacology, Shantaram College of Pharmacy, Namja. So we are discussing about beta-lactam antibiotics. Last class we discussed about penicillins. Now this class we can discuss about cephalosporins. They are also beta-lactam antibiotics. So beta-lactam antibiotics already said the 6-amino uh, penicillinic acid has have the basic structure that beta lactam only to inhibit the growth and to actually to kill the bacteria. So the beta lactam basic unique molecule to kill the microorganisms. So these cephalosporins, if you take in the structure, so they have this is a beta lactam nucleus. So they have the 7-amino penicillinic acid, 7-amino cephalosporic acid. Penicillins we can call as 6-amino penicillinic acid. Cephalosporins we can call as 7-amino cephalosporic acids. Fine, 7-amino cephalosporic acid. So here, seventh position. So first we can go cis stereochemistry essential and exchange of S with O oxazepam, C carbazepam. So here mainly the exchange sometimes it expresses O oxazepam and carbazepam. In other cephalosporin antibiotics it will come. And here in six membered ring, but if you take in 6-amino penicillinic acid have the 5-membered ring, this one is 6-membered ring. Next, come to the third position, substituted chemical and metabolic instability, effect on antibacterial activity. So whatever here the substituted molecules to produce the antibacterial activity. Next, these carboxylic acid, these are useful during formulation for drug development. So these carboxylic group, so 7, this is 7-amino cephalosporic acid. So these carbon is used for during formulation for drug development. Next, this carbonyl group lone pair electron located on the nitrogen atom not fed to carbonyl group to form stabilized response structure, thus more electrophilic for nucleophilic attack. So this is because of this is more electrophilic for nucleophilic attack. Then seventh position, they have the amine group. These amine group, 7-amino. So 7 position substance semi-synthetic incorporation influence the antibacterial to affect the binding of a beta-lactamase. So whatever the here the another first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, fifth generation of cephalosporins developed by the substitution of other antibiotics. So they developed, but they have the basic nucleus is 7-amino cephalosporic acid. So this is the overall structure of the cephalosporin. So this has been called classified in 4th generation based on generation system. So first, so this is based on the based on the chronological sequence of development, but more important take on consideration is oral antibiotic spectrum as well as potency. So first generation cephalosporins are predominantly active against gram-positive bacteria, and successive generations have increased the activity gram-negative bacteria. So first generation they act on only gram-positive bacteria. Then afterwards they developed second generation, third generation, and fourth generation. These generations from second to fourth generation they produce they act on the gram-negative bacteria also. So the nucleus of the cephalosporins is 7 amino cephalosporic acid. So here's a close resembles to 6 amino penicillic acid. There it is a 6 amino, here it is a 7 amino. Only the beta lactam also it is present, but only here the 6-membered ring it is there, here the 5-membered ring. So the intrinsic antimicrobial activity of natural cephalosporins low, but the attachment of various R1 R2 groups has yielded hundreds of potent compounds, low toxicity. Actually the natural compound of the basic molecule of the cephalosporin has much activity, but where the R1 R2, so these R1 and these R2's substitutions, these R1 and these R2 substitutions to produce the more antibacterial, more potent, 100 times more potent activity than the natural. So whatever the obtained, the basic molecule means there is a 7 amino cephalosporic acid. So when you substitute it, we can get the different drugs. So cephalosporins can be classified into 4 major groups or generations depending upon mainly on the spectrum of their antimicrobial activity. So this is the R1, this is the R2. So here this is the beta lactam nucleus. This is a 7 for 6-membered ring. In that 6 amino penicillinic acid we can have the 5-membered ring. So these substitutions produces the more potent 100 times more potent antimicrobial activity. So the 7 amino cephalosporic acid nucleus. So cephalosporins are similar to penicillins but more stable to many bacterial beta lactamases and therefore have a broad spectrum activity. So more stable. So more stable here, nothing but beta lactamase is nothing but penicillinases or cephalosporinases. So these enzymes produced by microorganism, that these enzymes to break the beta lactam nucleus, but these when compared, cephalosporins are similar to penicillin but more stable because of the many bacterial beta lactams and therefore have a broad spectrum activity. They are resistant to beta lactamases. However, the strains of E. coli and Klebsiella species, strains of E. coli and Klebsiella species expressing the extended spectrum beta lactamase, the hydrolyze most cephalosporins are becoming a problem. So, but whatever but these strains to break the cephalosporin basic nucleus. So cephalosporins are not active against Enterococci and Listeria monocytogenes. So these are the classification of cephalosporins. So up to 4th generations are maximum they can use it, but 5th generation recently they are developed. So in the 1st generation, if you take the parent, this is the parental, they can give the parental route. In this oral, if you take they can give the oral route. So these are the drugs: cephalothin, cephaloridin, cefazolin, cephalothin, cephaloridin, cefazolin. Then if you take oral, cephalexin, cefdroxil, and cefdroxil. These are the first generation. So these first generation, they act on the only gram-positive bacteria, not gram-negative bacteria. So these then second generation developed by so these are all drugs also developed by substitution of R1 and R2 and R3, but maximum they can substitution takes place R1 and R2 in the basic nucleus of the 7 amino cephalosporic acid. So these second generation in the parental, this is parental route. If you take the cephomycin C, cefoxitin, cephatiton, and cefmetozole, and one more like is cefuroxime. Then if you take an oral route, cefaclor, and cephrogyl. Then if you take third generation peratrolus is ceftazim, ceftazimidine, and ceftriaxone. So this is a little bit, don't confuse here. One more drug it will come, this is cephadroxil. This is ceftriaxone. Then if you take an oral route, cefixime, maximum, I think everybody, minimum people are know about this cefixime drug because of the maximum antibiotic. If you get fever, if you get another infections, maximum they can use the cefixime. You know, some few people are know. And cefdinib and cefti-butane. Then if you take a fourth generation, these are only given the only parental route. So that is cefepime, cefpyrone, and the fifth generation is ceftobiprole. These are all parental route. Here the second generation to fifth generation, they act on the both gram positive organisms as well as gram negative organisms. Then if you consider the pharmacokinetic parameters, whatever the here the oral route, these drugs only we can get, you can get the pharmacokinetic parameters. So these are all maximum absorption. So 100% of the distribution also it will like that will be the metabolized in the liver. Here the 100% absorption because of parental route. There is no absorption. See, it is directly reached to the bloodstream. That's why. So these we can get the absorption. How much absorption? Well absorbed. And then the remaining points we can write here, yeah, for all equal. So this is the regarding. So if you take in the first generation of cephalosporins, these are the regarding the first generation of cephalosporins and their structures. If you take in, this is the beta-lactam nucleus. So here here the substitution takes place. This is R1. So these drugs are very active against the gram positive. So these are all the gram positive organisms. So these supplements are not active against methicillin resistant strains of Staphylococci. Methicillin resistant strains of Staphylococci. Methicillin resistant is of Staphylococci anything, but already we studied in penicillins. So E. coli and Klebsiella pneumonia and P. mirabilis are often sensitive. Anaerobic cocci are usually sensitive, but bacteriolite fragile is not. So whatever it is, they act maximum gram positive organisms. Gram negative is very rare, but a few exceptions. These are our species of the microorganisms. So this is one of drug is cephalexin, antibacterial powder suspension. Although the first generation cephalosporins are broad spectrum and relatively non-toxic, they are rarely the drug of choice for any infections. So they also used so many gram positive. We can treat this so many, as I said, broad spectrum antibiotic means they act on the more they act on the more microorganisms. Narrow spectrum means they act on the very few microorganisms. So that we can give the choice. If the drug act on the more microorganism, it is a drug of choice. So these are the second generation of cephalosporins, cefuroxime and cefuroxime and cefuroteton. This is oral. So in general, they are active against organisms inhibited by generation drugs, but in addition, they have extended gram negative coverage. So they act on the gram negative organisms also. First generation is maximum act on the gram positive organisms. So in that gram positive organisms, it's act on more microorganisms. So here the Klebsiella are usually sensitive, and these are all the active against H. influenza, not against irritability. Fragilis. In contrast, another. So cefoxityne and cefotetan are active against B. Mozzarella brazilis, and some Serratia strains, but are less active against Haemophilus influenza. As the first generation agents, none is active against Enterococci or Pneumococci aeruginosa. These are the drugs: pyroxine. So this is pyroxine. So Ginsef 1.5 grams. If it is a powder form, then we can, by using the water for injection, we can mix. These are the cefoxityne and third generation. So here what we have to understand the basic point is the mechanism action is for all is similar to the penicillins. The mechanism action is similar. The mechanism of action is similar. Mechanism of action of penicillins is what? The penicillins bind to the transpeptide is nothing but penicillin binding protein there to inhibit the formation of transpeptides. These brings transpeptide between the one layer and layer of the transpeptide in peptidoglycan. Once I am repeating, the cephalosporin's mechanism of action is they bind to the penicillin binding protein and inhibit the formation transpeptide between the one layer and another layer of the peptidoglycan. If the transpeptide is not formed between one layer to another layer, it is a leakage, and automatically the osmosis process created, then lysis. The cell will be lysis. So that's why it is the beta-lactam antibiotic is a bactericidal activity, maximum bactericidal activity. So compared with the second generations, these drugs have expanded gram-negative or coverage. So these drugs to act on the more gram-negative organisms. So these are also broad-spectrum antibiotics. So the third generation is active against Citrobacter and Serratia and Mersensis and Providencia. So these are third generation. So like that second generation drugs, the third generation cephalosporins are hydrolyzable by constitutively producing beta-lactamases, and they are not reliable active against Enterobacter species. Here the second generation and the third generation drugs hydrolyzable means they can break the beta-lactamase enzyme constituted produced by beta-lactamase enzyme. So some beta-lactamase enzyme produced by which microorganisms, these microorganisms beta-lactamase break chesta kabatti what name beta-lactamase enzyme. That beta-lactamase enzyme is produced by the bacteria and microorganisms. So these second generation, third generations are hydrolyzable. So that's what they are not reliable active against Enterobacter species. So that's why they are not. Okay. So the third generation cephalosporins are used to treat a wide variety of serious infections caused by organisms that are resistant to most other drugs. So which are resistant. So here we cannot, these second generation, third generation, we cannot use it in Enterobacter species, not other species microorganisms. Get my point? Because of these hydrolyzable, they create hydrolyzable with the combination of a beta-lactamase. Next, so this is the ceftriaxone. This is the third generation. These are also, I think so, numbers seen. Cephalosporins. This is a cefepime. See, this structure is a little bit reverse what I given in first. So here the substitution of R1 and R3. Next, carbapenem. So carbapenem is a class of beta-lactam antibiotics with broad spectrum antibacterial activity. So in this broad spectrum of antibiotics, they act on the more bacteria, symbiotic gram-positive organisms as well as gram-negative organisms. So whatever you written the gram-positive organisms and gram-negative organisms, they act entire. So they have the structural that okay, these carbapenems, the antibiotics, are highly resistant to beta lactamases. Highly resistant to beta lactamases. You know what is the meaning of a beta lactamase? Beta lactamases is the enzyme to break the beta lactam structure. When the beta lactam structure it is break, it lost the activity. So these carbapenem antibiotics were originally developed from Tynemycin is a natural derived product of Streptomyces cattleya. Streptomyces cattleya. So imipenem, carbapenems and commonest. In that carbapenems classification, the drug is imipenem. So broad spectrum covers the gram positive and gram negative, including ESBL protein strains and Pseudomonas and anaerobes. And meropenems, a less seizure-inducing potential, can be used to treat CNS infections. So these meropenem mainly it is used in CNS infections. So CNS infections, we can use the meropenem because of less seizure-inducing seizures produce chedu. So that's why we can use the meropenem. Then intrapenem. So these intrapenem is a lack activity against acid, Acinetobacter and Pseudomonas. Acinetobacter and Acinetobacter. See, it is not given. Acinetobacter and Pseudomonas. So has a limited activity against penicillin resistant pneumococci. So it is limited against penicillin resistant pneumococci. So pneumococci it is a very limited activity intrapenem. Next, imipenem. This is one of the best antibiotic. So effective against aerobic and anaerobic gram positive and gram negative bacteria. It's a broad spectrum, very good. Imipenem is a very good antibiotic. So broad spectrum is they can give intravenous, resistant to beta lactamase. So these drug we can administer the intravenous. So there is no 100% drug is 100% bioavailability, but well distribution, well metabolized and excreted through urine. And side effects is seizurogenic at high doses. So it produces the seizures in high doses. Next, meropenem. So this one also effective against aerobic and anaerobic gram positive and gram negative bacteria. And characterizes ultra broad spectrum. This one also very good activity. Intravenous administration we can give. Resistant to beta lactamase enzymes and side effects is diarrhea, vomiting. I said already all antibiotics, all antimicrobials. First GIT problems. One is nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. First nausea and then vomiting. If it is highly affected, it produces the diarrhea. And then after that, I said that urinary problems. So you have to minimum knowledge about the urinary. In fact, urinary, if the drug more volume taken, what are they? Next, skin problems, skin rashes, allergy, urticaria, and anaphylactic reaction, which are all happening. Next, come to the CNS disorders. So produces some headaches, confusion, and seizures. So these are the adverse effects of the antimicrobials and antibiotics. So if you write in common, they can agree no nothing to worry. And I said the mechanism action is similar for same, not similar, same for the all antimicrobials and whatever we studied beta-lactam antibiotics. For all drugs, same, they bind to the penicillin binding protein to inhibit the transpeptide formation. Because of that, the cell wall will be ruptured, then lysis of the bacteria cell. So this is the intravenous effective against gram positive and gram negative active. Same, these are all same among the monobactam. Same, we have to understand the which are the that's why I say given the which are the gram positive organisms, what is that disease, which are the gram negative organisms, what is that, what it causes the disease. If you learn, we can write entire uses. Do you get my point? If you know the gram positive organism with respect to diseases, we can write the entire uses. And then what you have to study here, we have to study the classification is very important. Then after that, adverse effects we have to remember overall. Then mechanism of action is similar. Okka drug mechanism of action చదువుకున్న మొత్తం అన్ని దాంట్లో ఒకటే వచ్చింది. ఇక్కడ బీటా లాక్టమ్ యాంటీబయాటిక్స్ కి particularly. See, same. And the beta lactamase inhibitors. These mechanism action is different. Beta lactamase inhibitors. They are not, these drugs, these clavulanic acid, selbactam and tazobactam not bind to the penicillin binding protein. The beta lactamase inhibitors not bind to the penicillin binding protein, they bind to the beta lactamase enzyme. They bind to the beta lactamase enzyme. If that enzyme inhibited, there is no possibility of the beta lactam, it will break. Actually, the beta lactam antibiotics will break by these enzymes. If that enzyme inhibited, the antibiotic potency increases. That's why if you take the amoxicillin clavix 625, the drug is nowadays in the COVID patients severely using because of it inhibits the beta lactamase enzyme and it is potent. So it is more potent. Beta lactamase resistance. What is the resistance? I said already. So drug resistance refers to unresponsive of a microorganism to antimicrobial agent. Unresponsive of microorganism to antimicrobial. So the microorganism is not response to the that vachinte microorganism vachinde drug goes. So what? I have the resistance. That's why. So drug resistance refers to the unresponsive of microorganism to unresponsiveness of microorganism. So microorganism, it will not respond to the antimicrobial agent. That is called as drug resistance. Drug resistance are two types: natural resistance and acquired resistance. I already said that natural resistance. So they can develop natural resistance by the mutation. And acquired resistance means slowly developed by the exposing of microbial agent. Already we discussed the resistance recursion, drug inactivation. So this is a penicillinase enzyme. I said this is the how the beta lactam antibiotics, penicillins, cephalosporins, all classification of drugs, how it is inactivated through the penicillinase. These penicillinase enzyme produced by the microorganism bacteria. So these penicillinase, it will break here. It will break. So the inactive penicillin. So an enzyme cleaves the portion of the antibiotic molecule and renders to decrease permeability, change in shape of receptor. Already I said what is the possibility of a mechanism. The microorganism getting the resistance to the antimicrobial agent. These are the possibility of mechanisms. The microorganism getting the resistance. So because of they produce the penicillinase enzyme to inhibit these antibiotic activity. And also next, decrease the permeability chance and shape of the receptor. This is microbial cell. This is microbial cell. So this is drug. If the drug binded to the particular these particular receptor, the drug will enter. But if that receptor is changed, modified, the receptor modified because these modification because of the microorganism mutation takes place. These receptors means it's a protein nature. Receptor, it is made up of protein. Maximum all are made up of protein only. So here the receptor, these receptor made up of protein. See, this is before, but here it is the receptor is modified. This is modified. How it is takes place? Mutation. When the mutation takes place, new mRNA came. When the new mRNA came, new protein came. So these new protein here it will come. So these new protein it will not receive. So mutation can alter the receptor that transport the drug, so that the drug cannot enter the cell. This is the one more mechanism. How the microorganism getting the resistant to the microbial agent. Next one is activation of drug pumps. Activation of drug pumps. So here is a drug pump. So the specialized membrane proteins are activated and continuously pump the drug out of the cell. See, these microorganisms develop one pump. So whatever the drug it will come, it will go outside again. Here the drug received, it will enter into the cell microorganism, but the pump it will act as to. Yes, sir. Cheppan, sir. So this is the one more mechanism regarding how the microorganism send the whatever the drug received, it will immediately through the pump. Next, use of alternative metabolic pathway. Use the alternative metabolic pathway. Some drugs block the usual metabolic pathway. Organization can circumvent this is by using an alternative unblocked pathway that produces the required product. Right. So this is alternate. Actually, the alternate pathway means here the metabolic pathway. And actually, to survive, it's required some proteins. So nothing but suppose a transpeptidase enzyme it is required for the formation of peptidoglycan. Okay, but that drug it's bind to the transpeptidase enzyme. So what they produce another enzyme, but that enzyme to produces the same function, that is transpeptide formation. That is the alternative, that they can take the alternative method. So some metabolic pathway which will be changed. So that is the possibility mechanisms to microorganism getting the resistance. So penicillin's hypersensitivity reactions, skin eruptions, produces adverse effects. Anaphylaxis occurs in 1 in 10,000 patients using penicillin, according to approximately this in United States. These are penicillins as well as cephalosporins. It will come. So allergic reaction, if it is occur, we can take the emergency. So antibiotics is supplemental sublingual applied broad spectrum antiseptic may be used. Periodontal abscesses may develop the systemic antibiotic or administered without mechanical debridement. So don't like this antibiotic therapies guidelines for some they giving the guidelines also. Prescription drugs are the fastest growing component of personal health expenditure, contributing to the increased FDA approvals of expensive and new drugs. Antibiotics should be prescribed judiciously rather than jealously. So it's depending upon the severity and it's depending upon the severity and the condition only we have to use the antibiotic. Otherwise we cannot use the antibiotic. See, because of the microorganism getting the resistance, acquired resistance developed by due to continuously taking the patient. These patients, some patients taking the continuously, they don't have that much effect, but they can take in the continuously. Because of these continuously exposed to the microorganism getting the resistance, that is acquired resistance. So N is these are all the resistance pattern, and some over prescription, don't over prescription, and nothing but don't use other prescription drugs, and don't use of wrong choice of antibiotics. We have to, in particular infections, we have to use the particular antibiotic. Wrong choice of antibiotics. Some చెప్పారు it's act on all gram positive gram negative organisms, but few antibiotics you can use the few infections particularly. They act, but particularly we have to use the perfect infection. So this is the class of you in antibiotics endodontic therapy. It has been well documented that infected roots canals of in nature with several predominant anaerobic microorganisms. The key to successful management of infections of endodontic in dental origin is the chemomechanical debridement of the infected root canal system and drainage from the both soft and hard tissue. So in the dentic patients, we have to use proper. So penicillins is safe to use while the breastfeeding. Yes, erythromycin, yes, clindamycin, yes, cephalosporin, yes. But tetracycline avoid, ciprofloxacin avoid, metronidazole avoid, gentamicin avoid. See, the breastfeeding, vancomycin avoid. So these are the drugs. So these are the amoxicillin antibiotic, and this is adult dose, and this is pediatric. These are the regarding the entire dose. So thank you. The students, this is the regarding the questions of cephalosporins. What is the cephalosporins and their and its structure and its sorry and its structure. Classification of cephalosporin drugs, entire classification, mechanism action of cephalosporins, defined system, disease system. What is the possibility mechanisms? What is the possibility mechanism of resistance developed by organism? Nothing but bacteria. Adverse effects of cephalosporins, uses of cephalosporins, anaphylactic reaction, hypersensitivity reaction, right specific disease used in cephalosporin. So these, whatever the drugs, first generation of drugs, second generation of drugs, third generation of drugs, fourth generation, particularly in which infections or diseases used. ఈ యొక్క సెఫ్లోస్పోరిన్ ఫస్ట్ జనరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఏవైతే డ్రగ్స్ ఉన్నాయో ఆ డ్రగ్స్ని ఈ యొక్క ఇన్ఫెక్షన్లో యూజ్ చేస్తారు. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఎంటైర్ క్వశ్చన్స్ రిగార్డింగ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.